Hello, I'm Samaya, and this is my journey to connect more to my cultural roots through cooking and food. I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada, and I now live in Guelph, Ontario for university. But my background is I am half Trini, half Macedonian. So my mother's parents came from Macedonia, and my father is from Trinidad and Tobago. And growing up in that kind of still a Canadian household, but my primary caregiver, my mother, was not Caribbean, and having a father who is Caribbean, and I don't want to say I have an identity crisis. I've never felt that way, but I also have kind of felt a bit of that disconnect. Like, I don't quite fit in with other Caribbean. I found I've never really quite fit in with other Caribbean people in Canada because I didn't really grow up in a Caribbean household. And I also don't really fit in with, when I do go to Trinidad, I don't really feel like I fit in. So but I'm okay with it. I've made peace with that. I'm a very unique individual. My family is very unique. And, Toronto is the best place in the world when it comes to diversity and multiculturalism. And here in Guelph, Ontario, not so much. And currently, I am living on my own. My roommates are gone for the summer. I'm on summer break. I'm unemployed. I have a lot of free time. So, kind of dangerous. But I have also this year gotten into cooking for myself, and I actually really enjoy cooking. So, but I found that me personally, I don't eat a lot of meat. The only kind of meat I'll eat is chicken, the occasional turkey. So I really only eat birds. I don't eat any other kind of meat. And lately, chicken has been kind of grossing me out. And I've been eating more like tofu and, stuff like that. And I've been trying to find like more plant-based recipes. And I eat a lot of like, kind of Asian style foods with tofu, soy sauce based kind of recipes. And I don't know. And it's good. And I've also tried like the silken tofu pasta, and this it's all well and good, but I feel like I've really been disconnected when it comes to plant-based cultural foods from my own cultures that are plant-based. There's so many, especially Caribbean food, there's so many plant-based foods. And even Macedonian food, there are lots of plant-based foods as well. Maybe not so much because they eat a lot of cheese. But I think I want to start this journey of, learning how to cook within my own culture. I've been eating so much food that for like more so for the convenience and kind of just what seems easy, and maybe I've always kind of been intimidated by my own cultural foods. They don't seem as easy, especially like, I don't know, curries kind of intimidate me. And also Macedonian foods that my grandparents, who are alive and well, my grandmother is an excellent cook, probably the best cook I know, and she makes very good Macedonian food. And my favorite food, zilnich, the cheese pie, these are things are very intimidating to make. And I think I kind of just need to dive in head first. And so one of my favorite Trini foods is doubles. And there's nowhere that I know listen, the Caribbean food options, like in terms of restaurants in Guelph, are very limited. And in Toronto, obviously, there's so many options. I grew up in the East End. Danforth Roti Shop, best doubles I ever had. But what's stopping me? You know, okay, so I went online. I found a recipe on the website Cooking with Ria. Ria? I'm gonna assume it's Ria. I don't know. Cooking with Ria doesn't even seem that difficult. And it's plant-based. And I have a lot of the ingredients already. So, and I have so much time. So much time to try new recipes. What's stopping me? So here's my journey. And my first job on this journey is to make doubles. And if you don't know what doubles are, it's 2 pieces of flatbread. It's like fried flatbread with chickpeas. We call it chana. That's what the Chinese Caribbeans call it, chana. In the middle, it's kind of a sweet, spicy experience. It's really good. It's been my favorite Trini food. And here's my journey. And my first stop, the first task is to go grocery shopping. And obviously, there are some ingredients that you cannot get at the regular grocery store, like shadow benny and some of the spices. So lucky for me, there is in downtown Guelph a store called Zion African Caribbean Market. And so that's where I'm gonna go this afternoon to get some ingredients. So thanks for joining me on my journey, and off we go. Update, the Zion African Caribbean Superstore did not have what I needed. It's a great store, they just didn't have what I needed. So now I'm gonna take my bike to an Indian market. It's not so far, so we're gonna see if they have what I need. Specifically, I'm looking for shadow benny and spice mix. What's it called? Whatever. Anyways, yeah. Okay, update. I'm back home. I rode my bike all around Guelph. And so there were 2 things that I figured I might have a hard time finding, which was shadow benny, which is a type of herb used in Trini cooking. Shadow benny and a spice mix called Amchar Masala. I went to the place downtown, Zion African Caribbean Supermarket, and they did not have either of those things. So then I figured maybe there's an Indian supermarket in Guelph. Maybe it's there, at least the spice. And it was not. I asked a lady who worked there, and she showed me a spice that had very similar spelling to Amchar. It was Amchur, which is a mango powder, which is not the same thing. So I figured, okay, I'm already gonna have to replace the shadow benny with cilantro. And the recipe said I could replace Amchar masala with ground cumin, but I figured if it's just a spice mix, I could make it myself. So I found a different recipe online for Amchar masala, just a blend of spices. So we got brown mustard seeds, fennel seeds, fenugreek seeds, and coriander seeds. So the recipe also said ground or cumin seeds and whole black peppercorns. I already have ground cumin, and the bag of whole cumin at the grocery store is like $6. Listen, I already spent. I'm gonna be able to make a lot with this. All right, so it's worth the money spent because I really want to try to make this recipe good. But I'm not spending $6 on a bag of cumin seeds. So I'm just gonna add the ground cumin and the ground black pepper that I already have after. So the recipe says to like roast these, I think in a pan or in the oven, and then just grind them up. And I have a blender. And then I also got, because I don't know where to get shadow benny, especially in Guelph. So I just got cilantro. And then actually at the Indian market, I did find this really big bag of turmeric, and it was only like $2. So Indian market's where it's at. And then I also got the chana from there. And then from the regular grocery store, I just got some garlic and cucumbers for the cucumber chutney. So, the first things first, I'm gonna make this amchar masala mix. See how that goes. Might make my apartment really fragrant. So there we go. Okay, so the dough for the bread, which is called bara. The dough, I just made it. I'm gonna let it rise for 6 hours. And it's 5 o'clock now, so 6 hours like at 11 p.m. Okay, I'm gonna let it rise. I have my roasted seeds here. I'm letting them cool off before I blend them up, so I'll update you later. Okay, so it's the next day. I think I may have let the dough for the bara rise a bit too long. They're really big and fluffy. But anyways, I'm not ready to make them though. I don't want to make them yet. I want them nice and hot. But anyways, I'm gonna get started on this cucumber chutney. And the ingredients are just cucumber, garlic. I don't have shadow beni, but I have cilantro. And I'm using black pepper. I'm too scared to buy like a hot pepper from the store and then like cut it and get it in my eye. I don't know, I'm too paranoid. Anyways, I'm gonna be using black pepper and salt. I'll show you when it's done. And also, my homemade spice mix, amchar masala. It smells pretty good. Anyways, I'll show you the chutney when it's done. Okay, so I'm starting the chana. I just put the chickpeas in the pot with a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm gonna leave them to cook for about an hour until they are tender, which is what the recipe says to do. And then after that, we'll add all the other things. So I'll be back in like an hour and then make the bara, fry it up. Okay, so I've got the chana cooking and I figured while I wait for it to cook, I'll start kind of preparing these. So the recipe said, ooh, oh, they rose all right. Ooh. Easy does it. Okay. Okay, the recipe said to add more oil on the plate or whatever surface you're working on, but I feel like these are so oily already, I don't have to do that. Maybe I should oil it, because if I don't oil it, does it stick to the plate? Yes, it does. That's why okay, never mind. I'm gonna oil it a little bit. That's why I said, okay. Follow the recipes, Maya. It's already pretty oily. Okay, old paper towel trick. And then now it won't stick to the plate. Well, it kind of does, but whatever. So then it said to flatten it out to 6 inches. Okay. Maybe I should oil, never mind. I gotta oil it more. Oh man. Okay, she's oiled up, So now it won't stick. Okay, now it doesn't stick. So it said to flatten these out. Can I just do it with my hands? 6 inches? Guys, I don't know what 6 inches is, but something like, no. Oh. Should I use a rolling pin? I don't want to, because then I don't want to clean it. Okay. Maybe I should. Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna troubleshoot this. Okay, so I think the best course of action for the bara might That just looks sad. Might be to use this, can you see it? This glass that I have as a rolling pin. I don't want to use my actual rolling pin because it's humongous. But I'm not going to roll them out until I actually fry them. I think that's the best idea. This worries me. Anyways, the chana's still cooking, so I'm not going to start frying them until a little bit later. Until maybe when the chana's done. And then I'll start rolling them out and see what happens from there. Okay, so I finished the chana. I think I overcooked it a little bit. It's a really thick consistency, but you know what? I tried it, and that tastes pretty close to the doubles I've had. Well, close enough. I'm ready to fry the bara. The oil's heated. I'm real scared because I don't know how this is going to turn out, and I don't really know. I think I'm just gonna go for it, man. I hate frying stuff because it's scary. Hot oil is scary. And this, okay, I'm having a hard time here, but we just gotta go. And the recipe said it only takes seconds to fry, which kind of scares me. Okay. You know what? This doesn't look too good. Maybe I should just go for it. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it fried, but it's not quite in the shape I was looking for. Okay. Is it? And it's not even cooked on the inside. Okay. That's why you gotta, okay. So first one, fail. Okay. That means the second one could also fail. Or maybe I'll have like one single. Okay. How do I get it into the bar shape, guys? Really? How is this done? Okay. I'm gonna try and just stretch it out kind of in the air. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe this is the method, like in the air. Like a pizza. Okay, here we go. Take two. Okay, it's popping up. It's popping up. It looks more like a circle shape. Okay. We're getting better, guys. It's getting better. Let's keep doing the air thing. Stretching it out mid-air. It's gonna take so fucking long. Okay. Let's see if there's a way to like speed run this. Oh boy, no. Guys, no. Maybe in the air is not a good idea. Let's try rolling it out. Okay, just gonna go for it. Nope. Not quite. Okay, so not exactly a circle, but okay. Maybe I need to put more oil on the surface of this. These balls really kind of just merged into, okay, it don't matter. Okay, I don't want to. Of course. Guys, how do you do this without like setting off the smoke alarm? I'm so serious. Okay, this one doesn't look so bad. Wait, okay, I think we found the method. I just need to like oil the thing more. That doesn't look so bad, guys. Circle. Okay, we're getting there. I think I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I will update later. Okay, I finished the bar. Lost two along the way. So instead of 16, I have 14, so I can make 7 doubles. This one on the top is a little bit sad, but that's okay. They're mostly, you know what, pretty good. Like, for my first time, not bad, okay? Not bad at all. I'm gonna assemble the first double. I'm gonna choose some nice pieces of bara. Some nice pretty ones. That's a pretty one. Okay, bara. It's a little thick. Chana. Yeah, it's not supposed to be that thick. That's okay. Bara, chana. Chutney. Bara, chana, chutney. And then all you do after that is put another piece on top. That's a double, guys. That's a double. Okay. Here I go. I'm gonna try it. You know what? It's not perfect, but that tastes like a double to me. That's good. That's fucking good. WWW. W double. I would consider this successful. You know, it's really good. And that's all, you know, it's not perfect, but for my first try, it's really good. And maybe next time I'll try macaroni pie. Try making it. I made mac and cheese before, like baked mac and cheese, but not Trini style. So stay tuned. Maybe that's up next. So thanks for coming with me. Watch me make doubles. See you next time.